Cubs have been great. The 2005 White Sox were even better as Cubs fans battle NLCS flashbacks through the end of the weekend. Those stinkin' Mets, they can at least feel good about the overall progress of the team. The eventful three-game sweep in Cincinnati didn't offset the 1-6 stretch that preceded it, but it did put the Cubs back on target at 51-26 entering the four-game series in New York. They still held by the slimmest of margins over the Rangers, who've been surging for 6 weeks, the best record in baseball. Perhaps more heartening than that is how well the Cubs' 77-game record holds up against recent World Series winners. The last 10 championship teams averaged 43.9 victories through 77 games. The 2007 Red Sox had the best mark, at 48-29, and the 2010 Giants the worst one, at 40-37. So, yeah, the Cubs are easily on target. But enough about them for a minute. Do we marvel at the 2005 White Sox as much as we should? It's hard to recall the last time a major league team was faded, before really accomplishing anything, like the 2016 Cubs have been. And that's just outside of Chicago. Here at home, the championship banners are being sewn and the hero worship is dialed to 10. But guess which was the last World Series winner to have a better record than these Cubs at the 77-game mark? Well, we already gave it away by bringing up the '05 Sox. Indeed, they were 53-24. Over the first 3 months of that season, they were simply spectacular. Unlike the rock star Cubs, though, those Sox had not a single position player in the All-Star starting lineup. American League reserves Paul Konerko and Scott Podsednik got one measly plate appearance between them. Mark Burrell was the AL's starting pitcher, and John Garland threw an inning. But White Sox fever wasn't exactly on full display. Suffice it to say, the Sox were pretty low profile at the break for a 57-win team. And now, back to our regularly scheduled Cubs obsession. 3 up, down up. For the first time since 2008, the Cubs will have multiple players with 50 or more RBIs at the All-Star break. Anthony Rizzo and Chris Bryant, each with 58 entering the Mets series, are among the National League leaders. With 11 games to go, Ben Zobrist, 42, and Addison Russell, 41, have decent chances to get to 50. In 2008, Aramis Ramirez had 66 RBIs at the break, trailed by Derek Lee, 56, Giovanni Soto, 56, and Mark Darris, 50. Up. Your Cubs-era leader is no longer Jake Arrieta. After some rough outings lately, Arrieta is the perhaps less than thrilled owner of a 2.10 ERA, fourth best in baseball, we should point out. Lester, who has allowed more than one earned run in only 2 of his last 7 starts, is at 2.03. Only the Dodgers' Clayton Kershaw, 1.79, and the Giants' Madison Bumgarner, 1.99, have been stingier. Down. After his first 11 starts this season, Jason Hammel was 7-1 with a sparkling 2.14 ERA. Over his last 4 starts, all Cubs losses, he's 0-3 with a 3.86 ERA. One difference is that Hamel's fly balls allowed are way up. 1-9-1. Cubs, a trip to Cincinnati was all the offense needed after it stalled against the Cardinals and Marlins. Who'll be the next guy to binge hit? Now's as good a time as any for Jason Hayward to step forward. 2. Rangers, they've won 14 of 18 at home, and 15 of 20 on the road. Nobody's better in close games. 3. Indians, the hottest team in baseball, has given itself quite a bit of breathing room in the AL Central. When did Danny Salazar become Bob Feller? 4. Orioles, they put on a massive month-long power show, tying the Major League record for home runs in June, with one more game Thursday night in which to break it. 5. Nationals, there was a gnarly 7-game losing streak, but they bounced back nicely with a sweep of the Mets. Somehow, Steven Strasburg still has a 0 in the L column. 6. Giants, it has been a great June, but they took a pretty big tumble across the bay in Oakland to end the month. 7. Astros. Once upon a time, they were 17-28. All they've done since is go 25-9. You have to love the spirit of this team. 8. Dodgers. Their last 5 winning pitchers were named something other than Kershaw. That's a good sign. 9. Blue Jays. Josh Donaldson and Edwin Encarnacion are hitting everything they see. If Jose Bautista gets going after his return from the DL, look out. And another thing, at some point, Cubdom is going to have to decide who its MVP candidate is. Is it Rizzo, power hitter, run producer and team leader? Or is it Bryant, power hitter, run producer and versatile defender? Their offensive stats are about as close to identical as it gets. Rizzo, 4th in the NL. Voting a year ago, is the more established star, perhaps giving him an edge. Then again, the 24-year-old Bryant has the world at his feet. They can't both win, can they?